Did you ever notice that when you talk about your plans in English, you use the same phrase again and again? Maybe you say things like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go there, I'm going to improve my English. Those sentences are all totally fine, no problem at all. But native speakers don't only use be going to when they talk about their future plans. We also use phrases like want to, plan to, hope to, and even intend to. And each one sounds a little different. So today, let's look at 5 common ways to talk about plans and intentions in English, and how native speakers really use them in everyday conversation.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 971, talking about plans and intentions in English. Today, we'll look at 5 ways to talk about the future and the difference in meaning and nuance between them. Let's start with want to. Want to is the most basic and the most direct way to talk about intention. We use it to talk about things we desire or we feel like doing. And keep in mind, we generally pronounce want to as wanna. Like if someone asks, what do you want to do this weekend? You might say, I just want to relax and catch up on some sleep. Or, when talking about a bigger goal, you might say, this year, I really want to improve my English. So, want to, or wanna, is natural and common, but it mainly shows desire, not commitment. You want to do it, but that doesn't always mean you've made a real plan. And that brings us to plan to. Plan to sounds more organized and intentional than want to. When you use plan to, it usually means you've already thought about the details. Like if your coworker asks, are you taking a vacation this year? You might say something like, yeah, I'm planning to take a trip in October. Or if your coworker says, hey, what are you doing after work? You might say, I'm planning to meet a friend for dinner. Now, let's look at be going to. Be going to, and its spoken form, gonna, is extremely common in everyday English conversation. We use be going to when a plan is decided or already set. Again, if your coworker asks, what are you doing tonight? You might say, I'm going to stay home. Or, more naturally, I'm going to stay home tonight. Or, when you've made a firm decision, you can say, I'm going to start studying in the mornings from now on. When you're going to do something, the decision has already been made. Next, let's talk about hope to. Hope to is different from the others. When you say hope to, you're talking about a goal, but one that isn't completely in your control. It sounds positive, but not certain. For example, imagine someone asks you about your English study. You've been studying, but you know life gets busy. You might say, I hope to improve my English this year. That sounds honest and realistic. You're not promising anything, you're just expressing a goal. Here's another example from work. Let's say you had a job interview, and now you're waiting. And so a friend says, hey, have you heard back yet? You might answer, not yet. I hope to hear back from them by Friday. So, hope to sounds polite, positive, and realistic. It shows optimism, without making a promise. And finally, let's look at intend to. Intend to is more formal and more deliberate than the other phrases. You'll hear intend to in formal situations, like in business situations and in the news. For example, at a company meeting, the CEO might say, "We intend to expand our operations next year into several new markets." Or, during an election season, a politician might say, "I intend to make lowering taxes my number one priority." How many times have you heard that one? Now, here's the key point. When it comes to intend to, I'd say native speakers probably hear it a lot more than we actually use it. So intend to is useful, but it's not very conversational. Okay, let's do a quick comparison talking about the same goal, learning English. I want to improve my English. This shows desire. I plan to study every morning. This shows intention and preparation. I'm going to start a new English course next month. This shows I have a set decision. I hope to be fluent someday. This one shows a goal, but also uncertainty. And I intend to continue my studies. This is more formal and deliberate. Same idea, different tone. Before we wrap up, let me ask you something. What's something you want to do soon? What's something you plan to do this month? What are you going to do this weekend? What's something you hope to achieve this year? And is there anything you intend to do? Try answering those out loud. That's how you build real fluency. And remember, the best way to remember English like this, and any other word or phrase in English, is to take that word or phrase, write it in a sentence that's true for you or true in your world, and then memorize your sentences. That's how you build fluency. Hey, thanks for listening. And remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible. And I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.